welcome my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. It's timeless romantic soulmate read time with extended. I am your reader. Virgo sun sign, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're just my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, almost 25 years in service. Come May 1st, 2023, at the time of this timeless recording, I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a Kindle version of it available. There is a link in the description box. You can preview it for free and catch a whiff of some of the prayers, practices, and principles that have kept me in business, not just for 25 years, but a lot of what I learned before that too. It's broken down into chakra chapters. So if that's your thing, check it out. And if you're down there anyway, you might want to check out my Patreon, because it's the coolest thing I've ever done, I think, in any lifetime, creatively at least. My membership only, members only subscription platform. At the time of this recording, we have 8 different levels of subscribers. We've got seekers, we've got humans, we've got heroes, we've got angels, we've got witches, we've got immortals, we've got mystics, and we've got goddesses, the top tier that gets absolutely everything because they're gods and goddesses. But all of my subscribers get the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s on this channel, and including this one. Yes, you can Vimeo pay-per-view till your heart is content. I truly appreciate it. But all of my subscribers, regardless of subscription level, get the extended, as well as me every morning in a live stream chat, an unlisted YouTube live stream. They can chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something something to send us on our way. And it is my favorite way to start the day, and we're building a lovely community. Like, everybody's really cool. We're having a great time. We're even doing like recorded Zoom workshops and stuff. It's just really great. So if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, just come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you could just call me Mal. I seem a little chipper today, although I don't know what's going on with my hair. Today it's sort of taken on a life of its own. You do the best you can. I washed my hair and now it's trying to take over the world. If you are new to my channel, let's do some explanation and then we'll get down into the divination. This is a soul contract read. There's a whole bunch of links in the description box, not all my own videos, by the way, talking about twin flames, soulmates, and all of that jazz. A bunch of them are mine. I've been working on this stuff for decades. We've been working on these soul contracts for lifetimes, these romantic ones. They're the hardest ones. But bottom line, a soulmate. There's even a preface to these videos, by the way, which explains all this much deeper. But essentially, a soulmate, regardless of the physical form the relationship takes, is about helping each other heal holographically. So we're going to have party number 1 on this side, just like a contract, party number 2 on this side, and then we will have the state of the contract, sort of the third entity in the relationship, which is the relationship itself, the clause in the contract, the scene in the movie, the track on the album, however you want to see that, so that you can help each other heal. But remember, healing yourself holographically, what's called a quantum entanglement. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing that. A quantum entanglement, you heal yourself a little bit, you help them heal as well, even if you haven't met yet, because that's how the quantum timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly works. So the extended has so many things we're going to do, but let's see what comes out of my mouth. I think you get the gig, except it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Have to say that every time, because you might find yourself resonating to both sides of this. Mirroring is a thing. That's why there are links in the description box talking about that stuff. But bottom line, this is the stuff we all came in to incarnate with. So cross watchers, have at it. Get heal you. You know the deal. They'll heal them if they're watching, whatever. But regardless, they're your soul contract, so you have total free will. So I guess that's enough explanation. The shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point for me. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do the best that I can to get us some clarity, guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and information, detailed information in the extended, as Virgos do love, to help us do what's taken us so many lifetimes to do. Past life bleed-throughs happen every day. Oh, screw it. Let's just do it. Which also rhymes. Oh boy, the gods are here. Breathe. Should have seen the meditation I did before this. Still point. And here we go. Using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, I call to the collective pantheons of the divine for the Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading. I need 3 of these. Okay, we'll take that as number 1. The dominant chakra is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for party number 1. That was sort of instantaneous. Keep that in mind. That's party number 1. How about party number, if it was 1, I would have taken it. No flipsies. Very mutable deck today, mutable earth for Virgo. Party number 2, please, the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra in this Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, timeless, romantic, soulmate contract. And this third one we will turn over as the first card in the extended, the dominant chakra going on in this clause of the contract, this scene in the movie, this track in the album, this chapter in the novel for the Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. You might notice once I have the card in my hand, I allow myself to be goofy, but you know, it's all prayer. You do you. So let's see. This is in the title. Oddly enough, you know what they are before I do. Ooh, the victim and the pioneer. Okay, let's calm down, calm down. Everybody has the victim victor archetype. It's one of the 4 survival family archetypes. Read the book, watch the videos. Caroline Mace, MYSS. She is a PhD. I love saying that. Everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute, but all archetypes are neutral, so as horrible as they sound, as empowering as they are, if you do the healing work, the shadow work, the alchemy, whatever, and that's what all relationships are about, even your relationship to air, believe it or not. So we'll talk about this, but this one, the pioneer, is a creative family archetype. There are 9 different families. So as we go into this, keep this in mind. There's new terrain being covered here. The shadow attribute in, I guess you could say it represents the lead, from the lead to gold in the spiritual language of alchemy, spiritual alchemy. So there are 3 atoms in between those two. So it's about healing, releasing, letting go. But those atoms cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. That's just physics, right? Earth science, whatever. Please don't make me do math. But that process is what these relationships and these soul contracts are for. So we jump to a more golden, loving, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate timeline. So the shadow attribute, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. We've all done it. I mean, we learned this stuff from society, families, etc. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. Now, I'll tell you, I was not born with boundaries. Nobody is. We absorb them from the people around us and the timeline that we're in, right? So everybody's got that lead. Everybody's, even corporations and nations have the victim, and you alchemize that into the gold. The victor, as in victory, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. It's very Virgo, cross the legs. You may not. I am virgin territory, right? So think of that. The Virgo victor, or the victor Virgo, if that's you. Because pioneering is big right now on planet Earth, and you'll see why. I think the shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. Now, that can be a mutable thing, right? Mutable Earth is Virgo, just in general. We're always kind of shift and move in, getting that, we're the element of sand, right? Earth is mutable, changeable, so we can get ourselves into and out of anything. But a compulsive need to keep moving on is different than following your gut, your intuition, and your guidance, right? The light attribute, and here's a good word, passion, for doing and creating what has never been done before. Now, put that in context of truly happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contracts. I mean, you hear about them. You know, you do. But for everybody on the planet, wouldn't it be nice? I mean, think of this planet. If there was more of that going on, right? People would be like, what do you mean with war? I'm in love. Everybody fall in love already, but in a healthy way. And think of what that's going to do to the planet vibrationally, right? So, in a way, this in and of itself, these readings are, in a way, helping people to pioneer something that's never been done on the planet. Because healthy romantic sexual, I know they exist. I just don't know that many. I just want to check. Have any of these come up before I write these down? No, I do not see the victim or the pioneer, but I do so many readings with these cards, it's very, very easy to forget. So, we have now the 8th chakra vibe there. What we're going to do now is take 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot to get the next 4 chakras down, but in 5 levels: fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, the pentacle spread, the element spread. On this side, we're going to do the lower 3 chakras, the outside, the masculine, the yang. So we got yin and yang. In the extended, we flip decks, so you'll be able to get it all on both sides, but this will be the lower 3 chakras. Same thing, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. And this is a great way to look at any soul contract in your life from the point of view of the 5 magical elements. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Virgo, powers of the north, please, beloved goddesses of mutable earth, 5 cards face down, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for party number 1, who is dealing with the victim archetype. In the 8th chakra, in this soul contract, this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with the pioneer, what is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. What is their element of earth? The fuel to feed that fire, to ground and manifest that heart's desire. What is their element of air? What they're predominantly thinking about this contract. How about their element of water? What they are feeling about this. All internal heart, throat, third eye, crown stuff here. So what is the card of spirit, the point of view of the soul, who was chosen and incarnated to play the role of party number 1 in this contract? We're going to get these 5 down on this side, again face down, and then we'll flip them over element by element. Please take a nice deep breath. Ooh, they said sit back. I did. Still point. As I call upon my gods of earth, sign of Virgo, powers of the north, please, beloved gods of mutable earth. 5 cards face down in clarity. Fire, earth, air, water, and spirit for the party number 2 here, party B, with the pioneer archetype in the 8th, and this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with the victor. We're gonna talk about party number 1 in the gold, the victor archetype. So pioneer victor, they're gonna do a lot. What's going on in their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. Their element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire, ground and manifest what they desire. In this contract, element of air, what they're thinking. Element of water, what they're feeling. And the card of spirit, point of view of the soul that was chosen and incarnated to play the role of party number 2 with the pioneer archetype, with this victor archetype in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. Did you see how easily those come out? That was like, thump, 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 thump. Let's go. Element of fire. Oh, interesting. Okay, so on this side, inside now, what they want is time to appraise. An Earth card, 7 of Pentacles. We're pretty familiar with that, you know. Someone looking at some plants, deciding the value of it. When you have something appraised, it's to determine the value, but inside. So definitely wanting to do that process of evaluation. On this side, this is, by the way, from the outside looking in, or from the inside looking out. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, although it can be a restful card, the vibe on this feels like there's some discontent. I wouldn't call it the calm before the storm. Because the 5, right, is could be coming next. So why would somebody want that? Let's keep going. The Pioneer, maybe they want to be bored, or maybe they just want to take a break, take a rest. What they have, the element of Earth. Well, party number 1. The Wheel of Fortune, the Life Weaver, the Spider Woman. This is written. This is fated, F-A-T-E-D, but fate is sort of the leaded timeline. It's what you're given. You take the journey, you do the alchemy, it goes to your destiny, the golden timeline. It's just another way of saying the same thing. So there is a divine timing thing in here, in play. You've got that on your side. On the inside, I would highly recommend embodying that little by little by little. Find something, right? Like everything, perfect timing, whatever it is. We'll see what the mantras and stuff are as we go along with this. But it's interesting because here on the outside, we have kind of a Virgo card. If this is them from the outside looking in, what they have is the 9 of Pentacles. It's a very Virgo card. It's like, no, I'm good, thanks. Right? Now that might be what they're fronting as. That's why we're going to get in the extended what's going on, heart, third eye, crown. They could totally be fronting. But like I said, there's something like, why do they want this 4 of Cups if that's not where they are yet in this? Let's see. Element of air. What are they thinking? Particularly for Virgos, ruled by Mercury. Well, this is interesting. On this side, heart, third eye, crown, you have a court card. When it's a court card on the inside, it could absolutely be your own personal astrology. This is the Leo card, the mother of flames. That would be Queen of Wands in Rider-Waite based traditional tarot. Fixed fire, 5th house, creativity. Good fortune, right? Definitely radiant. The sun is the star of the solar system, and it doesn't move much, right? It doesn't have to, because everything else comes into its gravitational field. And here we see, make sure I get her name right again, Chantico, baking loaves of bread. Little kid there, kind of keeping it around the kid, right? And you don't need that oven going up and down in temperature, right? You need it at a fixed heat, a fixed time. So there is something creative here, and I would say very 3rd chakra. Now, me as a Virgo, I am Leo rising, which you would think of as an outside thing. But in terms of how you think about this can be done in a creative way. But getting clear on what it is that you want, it's like that makes sense that you would want that. It's like, I really want to know what's of value here, perhaps before I go all in, because it's time to go all in. Over here, however, the Pioneer and party number 2 with Pioneer archetype, the Empress, Demeter, the goddess Demeter, the feeding earth, the Earth Mother, but the divine feminine card in the Major Arcana, all the queens in the court cards amalgamated together, all the fixed signs. So since we have Leo here in the mind, and part of Leo, the Queen of Wands, makes up the Empress, the Spirit Queen, this is an interesting thing. Now, the correlation, even though it's a spirit card, the earth to earth there, like what they have and what they're thinking, they might be thinking about this as if not a person or themselves, as that state of, it's been said, wife, mother. Demeter was mother, but never wife. Goddesses, they are pretty autonomous in that way, do whatever they feel like, because if you piss her off, she will draw her power, and everybody starves, and then the people die, and who are going to worship the gods, all over a pomegranate seed, or 2, or 7, 6, I think. Look, there is something fertile here. I do feel that feels very, very positive. Remember, these cards just flew out of my hands. There is something good here, but my eye keeps going back to that 4 of Cups. That could be they want some emotional peace and rest time on the outer. Could be, particularly if they got marriage on their mind. I'm not saying that is true. Maybe you're already married. That's a general read for you. So let's check out the elemental water. Another court card on this side, this time the Cancer card. Namu, the Mother of Cups, which would be the King of Cups, cardinal water. Now, you do have water and water here. Certainly, that speaks of a mothering, nurturing nature, but I would think that means within yourself first. Creative water, like amniotic fluid, right? It's not the best image, but I think you get what I'm saying, right? It is a cardinal. It is creative, but also moody, changing, very intuitive. I would say certainly if you are identifying here or resonating with, I should say, party number one, that in terms of your boundaries, right? It's like you've got fifth house creativity in your head, in your air, so to speak. Definitely throat chakra choices, what you're going to do with that. But with this cardinal water, it's still creative, even though that's a fixed sign. So there's an alchemy there, a balancing of water and fire, which is usually presented as the Temperance card. Interesting. On this side, what they emotionally, their element of water, they got the Four of Swords. They're on break. They need to rest. Now, are they compulsively moving on? I don't know. Not at a 4. A 4 is more going, I would think, inner here. And certainly, let everybody have their Four of Swords moments to rest, to reconsider, to realign, to refresh, to renew. I could do this all day long. I won't. Definitely, in terms of their emotions, they may be reflecting more inward here, and that we will see in part 2 in the extended when we get Daughters of the Moon. On this side, let's see what the point of view of the soul is. Well, it does look like party number 1 is the one that makes the decision. The good old Eight of Blades, Chokhmah, desert goddess of the winds, like being dropped down in the middle of the Sahara without a map or a compass. Really got a lot of choices there, but it is a decision because you gotta find water, right? And so right now, I would say the soul is saying to the personality of party number 1 that there are a lot of decisions to be made, but maybe not all the information is on the table, hence the desire for appraisal. It's time. Creative thought and creative emotion, very powerful, maybe to create boundaries and make this really healthy. On this side, we got the Queen of Cups, a Scorpio card. Now, I will say, the most obvious here, but it may not be the case for everybody, is that the soul is saying focus on the Scorpio or the one that's holding the Scorpio vibe. So, for example, if this is a Scorpio and you're the Virgo over here, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, you don't need all that. But you're looking at fixed water, they may not be talking. See what I mean? It's like that could be somebody who's dealing with their boundaries. Deep emotion, powerful emotion, passion, usually deep-held passion. Still waters do run deep. But if you're the cross-watcher and you're looking at that as the Virgo, be careful. I have no planets. No, I have Neptune and Scorpio, but we're not going there. I'm Generation X, most of us do. Makes sense, don't it? Okay, we have got our tarot on the table here. You get 3 more cards. We get 3 more cards. 2 of the Whispers of Love Oracle, 1 for each side from the higher selves of each collective here, and then we'll get you a Macon healing mantra to bring it together, to do your end of it, just one, it doesn't matter which side of it you are, and that will be our second card down. In the center lane, the state of the contract, but still not turning that archetype card over until I'm being a Virgo. Excuse me. I know you understand. We'll turn that over in the extended. Please take a nice deep breath. Yep. Let's make sure we're face down. Even though my eyes are closed. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of party number 1 and party number 2 in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign and cross-watcher, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read here for party number 1 with the victim archetype in the 8th. Appraisal in fire, we'll take that. Wheel of Fortune in earth, Leo in air, Cancer in water, and decisions, 8 of Blades in spirit. On this side, the party number 2 with the Pioneer archetype in the 8th. 4 Cups in fire, 9 of Pentacles in earth, That makes sense. Empress in air, 4 of swords. I mean, a 4 and a 4, and fire and water. Again, alchemical thing. Just saw that temperance of fire and water. With Queen of Cups in spirit, what is your guidance, your grace, your whisper of love? 5th dimension above, 8th chakra and above. Get to know each other. On this side, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. Well, I would think that would be part of the appraisal process, don't you? And it could be in a really good way. It's like, all right, well, let's get to know each other. Over here, ooh, forgiveness. Now, if you're just getting to know each other, what's to be forgiven? Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Now, again, if you're... Look, the 3 things that cause the most, I think, endings of relationships, I call them the 3 Ds: death, divorce, and distance. Now, death is death. Sometimes it is symbolic death, and that leads to divorce, and I mean, regardless of legal marriage or not. It just happens even with friends and family members. People divorce people symbolically. But then there is distance, and that's sort of the worst if they're sitting right next to you. They're a million miles away, or you're a million miles away, right? So, again, you might need to get to know them again if that is this, particularly if they've been doing the forgiveness work, because a pioneer might find eventually that's the only way to move forward, right? By releasing the baggage of the past, it makes it a lot easier, but then you can understand why people have a compulsive need to keep moving on instead of actually deal with, right? So, with these 4s, that actually speaks, I think, pretty well of the pioneer to say, all right, let's do some 4s here. But the appraisal here is right on point. All right, healing mantra time. Matt Kahn healing mantra deck. I've said it over and over. It is not, just like the Carolyn Mace deck, it is not divination. It's a healing system. And work it. I mean, I do. All of my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, I do. I write them down. I put them in my book, and I work them. Not all day, every day. But certainly, they pop up in my head when they need to. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Because this is our last card down for part 1. So I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Read, and that has got to be a tricky job. Please, beloved Ascended Masters, you who have done this already, who see it from such a higher place, and are essentially us on a higher level, whatever, please, 1 card in clarity for the Virgo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading with all love and all humor. What is the perfect healing mantra to help party number 1, victim, victor archetype in the 8th, party number 2 with the pioneer, getting to know each other and forgiving for this timeless romantic soulmate read? Acknowledging apprehension. When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. When I'm unsure, it's always a no. And I always add to that, for now. Sometimes I need a nap. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need a cookie. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need a cup of coffee. Not that I'm trying to manipulate myself, but, I can tell that there is a maybe place. Spit, swallow, or chew, as I like to say. When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. But if I'm unsure, it's always a no, is something that I use every day. I've used that mantra every day, because the second I feel like, no, no, very second chakra that way, which, let's face it, is the Virgo chakra. I'm just going to read you this. I think the way he puts it really clarifies. So, if it's a yes, nothing can stop me. If I'm unsure, it's always a no. Cross the legs. When apprehension is acknowledged, you become aware of a constant back and forth between polarities. As this back and forth movement occurs, it can feel nearly impossible to make decisive, empowering choices and or decisions as you acknowledge any apprehension. Recognize that either it is your heart trying to warn you of an old choice or pattern you're about to repeat. That makes sense with the appraisal on this side for sure. Or it is a sense of unworthiness that makes you unsure about how to step onto the biggest stage you dream of commanding. like a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate. You get it, right? The power of discernment bubbles closer to the surface the more often your apprehensions are acknowledged. I don't know, like, something feels off. I don't know, feel a little apprehensive, right? Acknowledge it. Both sides. And it is needed to determine which of these two options is true. So are you about to make the same boo-boo over again, or are you just scared? Both are fine, but at least acknowledge it, right? This mantra is ideal for resolving indecisiveness. With the fours, I get it, on this side. Balancing impulsive behaviors, and trusting your instincts, which I think is just key, right? If the body says no, it means no. The answer is no. And anybody who tries to change your mind about that, I just told him, don't bother. Do not bother. I didn't incarnate for you. I incarnated for all of us. All right, I'm taking my commands from above, not horizontally. Although, you know, obey the laws of the land, right? Don't need to be crazy about it. We are Virgos. So we're going to put this together in a blessimation, a blessing and a summation, and then we'll jump over to the extended and see what the state of the contract is. Gotta say, very Virgo read for sure. Please take a nice deep breath. And if you want to hang around for the end, we're going to talk about 25 years in business during the Circle Productions real quick. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to manifest this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract into physical form, blessing this world. Party number 1, really becoming the victor. Sorry, that light like blinded my eyes. That they prevent themselves from letting themselves be victimized or victimizing others in this process. Everybody's done it. It's okay. It's a lesson for all of us. And this pioneer that they can embrace their passion to go and create and do what has never been done before. Getting to know each other, forgiving themselves, everyone, as they go, and step by step, breath by breath, that they can remember to acknowledge apprehension, because if it's a yes, nothing can stop them. But if they're unsure, it's always a no, or at least for that moment, and to pull back and regroup and do the Virgo thing if you're a Virgo. Rest, heal, and know that there is more information to be had here. But the decisions that need to be made need to come from a slightly more golden than leaded place, moment by moment by moment by moment. So may they be blessed. May we be blessed with all that we need to do the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract thing like it's never been done before, for the well-being of all. That's why, that's what for, and for, with harm to none, victor archetype and all, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. I'm willing. As a Virgo, I'm willing to see what that might be like. So if you liked it, hit the thumbs up. Helps other people find the vid. Same thing if you comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's great. It just shifts the algorithm. But on Patreon, we have no algorithms. No. If you subscribe to one of my levels of subscription, you get everything on the platform since the moment I began the platform to the present moment, and throughout your run as a subscriber on patreon.com/drawing the circle. I love it over there. It is the coolest thing I've ever done, and I get to serve as a mystical artist, a spiritual teacher, and all of that is my favorite thing. Our community is amazing. So go click the link, check it out if you feel so called, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because 25 years ago or so at the time of this recording, I started joining the Circle Productions, and I've been charging $100 an hour for spiritual counseling and readings. Whether it's one person, a party, if I went over the hour, it was on me. If they wanted to tip me, that was on them. That is changing May 1st of 2023. Right now, there is a link in the description box to a video called Booking a Reading with Mal that will explain the whole process of what happens before, during, and even some suggestions after. But that's going to change come May 1st. Because I'm doing sort of like a Build-A-Bear thing, right? To put together something for traveling, for Zoom stuff, and all of that. So, yeah, more important than that, though, Virgo, acknowledge apprehension. Follow your instincts. We are earth signs, right? Shift and flow, but either side of this, there is real potential for healing, reason, season, or lifetime. Hope to see you in the extended. Click the link, Vimeo or Patreon, I love you. Hang in there. Hey, Malenka. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.